morning. It's your girl, UC Jenny. It's Friday. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm loving it. Friday on my way to work. Anyway, you're welcome back. Sit down. Have you subscribed? Have you? Please do. It's free. Subscribe. Like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell, okay? So, I just wanted to, have a conversation. And again, when those conversations are happening in your head, you just think, oh, just voice it out and see what people think. So, let's dive right in. Sometimes I do listen to podcasts and, people's YouTube channel, catch up on people's live shows and all that. You just leave it, just playing at the background while you're doing some stuff. It's not like you sit down and, proper watch. Just leave it to talk like a radio while, you get on with your life. Because sometimes you just need to, hear people's perspective on so many things. Now, so I was, I turned on the YouTube and then something popped up and I saw a topic that said dating, something that's fallen off now. Dating, richer men. And I thought, ooh, interesting topic, Odogwu Parara. Are they giving us tips on how to get Odogwu Pararas? Or are they going to admonish us for wanting Odogwu Pararas? It's either one of the two. Either they're giving you tips on how to catch an Odogwu, or how you're such a gold digger for wanting an Odogwu and how you're not qualified to have one. Oh, shoot. Anywho. So, I started listening, and the person was talking to women that set their standards so high, and how their parents can't even afford a car. They wanted a man that's got a car, how they haven't got a car, how they haven't even got a house. They're looking for somebody that's got a mansion. So in summary, the person was saying, if you know that you can't afford what you're looking for, why don't you cut your cloth according to your size and just stick with your tribe, your pervert tribe. Just be with them. Don't try to escape from poverty. You're not allowed to do that, So on the other breath, he said, anyway, I can pardon you if you've got a first class degree. Maybe you studied abroad and you're like a 10. I don't know what the person classes as a 10, but you're beautiful, you've got behind, you've got something in front of you, you're curvaceous and all of that. So yeah, you can you're allowed to you're allowed to be interested in people that men that have got money. So that was the topic, and I thought, okay, yeah, fair point. If you don't have it, don't look for it. Just be there and look after yourself and get money, and then And then all of a sudden, he then went ahead to say that sometimes men would start with their significant other, and there are instances where they step out. And they, because of all the the peace they're not getting in the house, they now have to have some side piece somewhere that will give them all that they lack in the home. So while I was wondering, how did we move from getting richer men to men stepping out? But anyway, let's just keep, because sometimes something leads to something, Well, a lady, the one that really interested me was, or made me think about how, women should try to, act the same kind of way and stay away from the same kind of conversation. So this lady joined the conversation and started talking about how, you know, it's not right for men to expect to be treated differently just because they've got money. You know, she then made some analogy of, if I met you poor and I'm treating you a certain kind of way, right? And you then tomorrow you become wealthy, and you expect me to change my rules of engagement with you just because you've now got some cash in your pocket. She said, no, if we've been treating you this way, that's the way I'll be treating you. Nothing is gonna change and all that. And then the man went, no, that is exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you don't respect your man. You should be, you know, men like their egos to be massaged. What else did he say? He said, yeah, men like this. Men like to be properly catered to in bed. You know, in the middle of the bed, they need to be catered to there. So those are the three most important things that men like. And if they don't get it, they tend to look outside. So the woman then got agitated, you know, and then when as soon as she started talking, the man then went, you know, your mouth is sharp. The problem I have with you is that your mouth is sharp. Now she hasn't finished putting her point across, and they say your mouth is sharp. You just have to, you know, reduce your voice, and reduce the volume of your voice, and not reduce your voice, something like that. I don't know. I don't remember how you put it. Anyway, so the woman was already, you know, because of that, she was kind of thrown off her train of thought, and she couldn't or whatever anymore. And then I saw her agreeing. You know, she then said, yes, it's the way my voice is. I'm just trying to talk. Yeah, I know my voice is sharp. She's admitted now that her voice is sharp. So she's no longer talking about women not being at fault for each time a man steps out. She then ended up defending the way she's speaking, you know, and the volume of her voice, which is not supposed to be an issue at that point. So what has this man done to her? Yeah, what do you think he has done to her? He has stopped her from putting her point across, and then concentrated on something that is not important as her voice. So now she couldn't now buttress her point, and I saw her, or I heard her, because I couldn't see the lady in question, but I heard her, you know, I could hear the frustration in her voice, I could hear how sad she was, you know, and she kept trying to pass her message across by, you know, getting even more agitated. And the man said, you know, I'm looking at the comment section, and people are saying you are aggressive. You know, people are saying you're somebody that is not that might not give a man peace or something like that, just because of the way you speak. So what am I getting at? Sometimes, right, you get into a conversation and you already see that the set of people you're trying to converse with are not going to give you a level playing ground platform to express yourself without being criticized for how you look, without being criticized on the grounds of how you speak, the volume of your voice, or the way you're expressing yourself. Rather than listen to you, listen to what you're saying, they are looking for other things to distract you from passing your point across. Do you know what to do? Leave. Go home. Do not keep engaging. Because the more you engage, the more your emotions start to take a better part of you. The more they then tell you, oh yes, they riled you up, and then they tell you you're acting crazy. You're a crazy woman. Yes. And then you would not know how, from you trying to chip in 1 or 2 points to everybody now calling you names and telling you how, how stupid you're sounding, how disrespectful you are. So, what to do in such a situation is to go home. Stop the conversation. Just pack up the remaining respect you have for yourself, the remaining dignity in your pockets, and sign out. You only engage with people that want to listen to you. You only engage with people that would accord you respect and would allow you to express yourself without being interrupted, without being told, oh, thank you very much, you're so kind, without being told how, your voice is sounding really aggressive. Because that's the way, they gaslight you into believing what you're not, into thinking indeed, because at the end of the day, she said, yes, I know my mouth is sharp, I know. Don't admit it, because as soon as you admit it, yes, I'm just telling you the truth, you knew, I'm telling you the truth, it is who you are. You talk too much, your voice is too loud, you're so aggressive. How many of you have heard that before? How many of you have heard that before? Huh? How did you deal with that? So, always be very careful. Like I said, I always say we should put our emotions in check. But don't sit there and allow people to rile you up. Don't sit there and allow people to mess with your mind. Don't do it. So it was a very interesting show, to be honest with you, because it just made me understand how some of these men or individuals, it might not be, it could be a woman doing it to a fellow woman, it could be a man doing it to a fellow man, but just to see how people actually distract you from saying things that you want to say, making your point, just picking on one aspect of you and then using it as a topic. And then I couldn't also understand how the conversation moved from being dating richer odogus, to men cheating because they're not getting any peace at home. In fact, he gave an analogy of a man that his friend, according to what he described, his friend had a girlfriend and also had a wife. So he gave his wife thousands of dollars to go on holiday to the US, and gave his girlfriend about $1,000 to go to Dubai. And the wife went in business class ticket, flew business class to US, and the side chick used economy to Dubai, right? And the wife came back the same day, returned to Nigeria the same day. The the side chick was coming back to Nigeria, right? So he had to turn off his phone because he didn't want any drama with his wife, and then picked his wife from the airport and got home, helped her unpack, did all those nice things people do when you come back from holiday. And then when it was time for bed, the husband wanted to, have a feel of his wife. I mean, this is somebody that's been away for about 2 weeks. And the woman said, oh, get off me. Oh, how dare you? I'm so tired. I've only just come back from US, I'm jet lagged and stuff like that. So of course the man then laid on his belly because it was all charged up. So he needed to lay on his belly to calm his nerves down. So at the end of the day, he couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned, and the nerves weren't coming down, and he needed to do something. So he went into the sitting room and turned on the TV, and he couldn't concentrate. So he thought, let me check on my side piece, which he did. And the girl went, it's not fair, I've only just got back, and I tried calling you, your number didn't go through, you did promise you were going to pick me up, you didn't, and I wanted to show you everything I got for you, and of course give it to you the way you like it. Now he was then trying to tell us that the man's wife has come back from US with all those thousands of dollars that was given to her. She didn't even buy anything for her husband, has then refused him rights over her body, and this chick that was only given $1,000 to the US in an economy flight has come back and bought about $400 worth of shoe. He said it was Gucci shoes or something. And from that money that was given to her, she's now taking a huge chunk to buy something for the man. So that this is how. So this now explains why men would always go out to be with their side chick, because their side chick tend to treat them better. Their side chick having seen it. How did you put it? See finish. Hasn't seen them finish. Sort of thing. So that was why the lady was trying to say, no, but there are some men that you would give everything, you sacrifice everything, you blah 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 everything, and yet they they step out with you, they mess up and all that. He said, no, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. If your man cheats on you, it's your fault. And of course the woman was just trying to pass out message across. No, everything is women. Nobody was listening to her. Already she's been classed as being aggressive. My question is, excuse me, madam, what are you doing in that kind of gathering? What are you doing there? Trying to preach a message of salvation to people that don't want to be redeemed, or people that have made up their mind that they're Alpha and Omega and finisher of everybody's faith. You're there trying to convince them. You go away with your ideology. Just go. Don't stay there trying to convince people. No. You don't. So the interesting thing was, he then went, if you've done everything and the man still steps out to cheat, then it's still your fault because you did not choose well. You chose the wrong person. So either way, it's your fault.